Hi, everyone. Hi, guys. I'm so excited to be here today. It is Freedom Friday. If you guys don't know what I do on Fridays, I hop on here on Facebook Live with some really incredible entrepreneurs in all different industries to share information with you about things you could maybe implement in your life or just some inspiration to make extra income or just lift you up and show you different ways that you can make an income outside of a 9 to 5 job. And today I'm really particularly excited because I had a vision for what these interviews were going to be like every week. And now what's happening is it's finally starting to come true. Like I started envisioning the type of people that I wanted on these live Facebooks, and it's happening, and more people are watching and more people are becoming inspired. And so I'm so excited to have my friend KJ on today. KJ is 12 years a master fitness trainer and 6 years fitness nutrition specialist. She's a natural born entrepreneur and has been published in Shape magazine, TimeOut New York, and was featured in a 4-part series for Bridal Bootcamp and Racheal Ray's blog, which is so amazing. She did most of her career in New York City and now resides in Asheville, North Carolina, where she is raising her 2 beautiful children, Joelle, age 3, and Aksel, 5 months old, which is amazing to be such a wonderful entrepreneur and have 2 beautiful kids that age, especially I have a 2-year-old. I know what that's like. But she now has the opportunity to stay home with her children because of her choice to partner with a network marketing company, one that aligned completely with her beliefs and integrity, and one that allows her to help people transform their health and improve their performance and create a complete and total life by their own design. Thank you so much, KJ, for being here.
Thank you, Jacqueline. I'm really honored you even invited me for the interview. It's awesome to be here.
I am so excited. Could you I loved everything about your background because we kind of don't know a lot about each other. And one of the things that I'm so excited about with this series, one of the other reasons why I started doing it was because I wanted to surround myself by a certain type of people who lift others up and really are passionate about helping others. And so when you said that you were open to doing this, it totally I was so excited. So I really appreciate you being here. But can you tell us a little bit more about your background and your story and kind of how you ended up here?
Yeah. And I'll tell you what, that's really what it is inspiring others is kind of how I ended up here. So, being a fitness trainer, and I was already entrepreneurial. I was running my own fitness company, private clientele. I was not working for anyone. And I think I've been pretty much built. My blueprint is not to be in a cubicle. I've never had a 9-to-5 job. So from out of college, being a lot in the arts, a lot into music in Manhattan, I found myself in the bar industry very easily, was managing bars, and then moving into the health and fitness world. I've always been in control of my own schedule. So it's kind of been something that resonates with me from the beginning. But unlike, even running my own company as a trainer, where I feel like anyone who knows about running your own company, it's an ebb and flow of income. If your client leaves town, you don't get paid. You can take vacations and let them know you're not there, but you don't get paid when you're gone. I feel like that hustle bustle was what I was created for. It was natural. It was exciting to bring people out of, their norm and bring them to a new level. And they'd always thank me. And I'd be like, you're the one who did it. You just had me here to cheer you on. And when I first got introduced to my network marketing company, I was very skeptical, to be honest, because as a trainer, I was one who preached whole food, clean eating only. And when I was first introduced to this, and I had heard that, our company has superfood nutrition, whole food based, but what really got me interested was the cleansing elements. I'd always been an advocate of cleansing, even with my clients. So I really kind of stumbled upon network marketing because of the product experience. And I think a lot of people do. And when you really get jazzed up about a product, it's easy to share, especially with my clients, to get them to their goals quicker. And I truly was not sold on network marketing in the beginning. I I was like, I love my career. I love my clients. I will never leave them. Nothing would ever take me away from doing what I'm doing. And I was a little kind of closed off on the idea of letting this be a full-time income for me. And so it became just fluff money, I call it, because it was happening organically. You do naturally talk about what you're in love with and excited about. So that fluff money was nice to have, but I had no intention on making this a career opportunity, if I could say so, until my daughter was born. And that was 3 years ago. So I was already using the products, sharing them organically. I even used them during pregnancy. And I remember telling my husband, okay, give me 3 months. My clients knew I had 3 months maternity leave. And I was like, at the end of 3 months, I'm going back. Ooh, I'm so excited to now I have a kid and I can go back and tell him how awesome she is and everything. But by like 8 weeks of having her in my arms and being home with her, something pierced me in the center of my heart. And I was like, I can't leave her. Like, I can't even imagine. And my husband, thank God, my husband also works from home. He runs his own business from home too. And he would be the one watching her. But a part of me as a mom and as the person I was designed to be, I knew I needed to stay there with her. So by 8 weeks into my, what I call maternity leave, I told my husband, I was like, okay, never mind 3 months, give me 3 more months. And I'm going to turn this company, the partner company, into my income. And so that's what I did. I was like, let's do it. Let's bring mama home and keep the money coming. That's pretty much what got me started.
No, that's amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that with me. Sorry, my 2-year-old is like, of course, jumping in. Okay, hold on. You can sit in the chair.
Well, that's the beauty, Jacqueline. We get to work with our kids. They're like the best business partners ever. And people that we get to work with day in and day out, they understand it.
No, I love that. And I love that you shared that part of your story. I love that, that drove you, because I feel like there's so many times where we feel like we're stuck in something and we don't have choices, right? Mm-hmm. And that's the beauty of what network marketing does, is it gives you the financial freedom to be able to make the kind of choices that you want for your family, where you didn't have to choose to go back to work. You got to have your 2-year-old right alongside you, talking to you and getting her keyboard out to work while you're, doing that. And I love that. And I think that that's amazing. So can you tell me just a little bit, because you have reached the highest rank in our partner company. You have done, you have done some amazing things, and you have helped so many people create amazing lives. Could you share a couple of things that helped you to be so successful along the way, like some key things?
Yeah, absolutely. To me, and it was part of even what made me shy of network marketing. And I was really nervous in the beginning to be like, oh, I don't want to sell things. I'm not good at selling things. And when I took myself out of the equation and realized this is not about me selling somebody a product, this is not about me selling them anything, it's truly about me helping them in their life for whatever they may need. Because definitely we're a product-driven company, so the products can transform people's lives with their health, with their fitness, with just purely feeling in their optimal body. So that alone, it became a trigger in my life when I realized if I don't share this, I'm just stingy. I'm walking through life seeing all these, what I would consider walking dead, like zombies running around, living on coffee, not feeling their best, wishing they had a way out, whether that be for a health solution or even joining and partnering with me, and me just keeping it a secret. I think that's so greedy. So that was one of the key elements of my success, was get out of your own way, get out of your own head. This isn't about you. This is about every person along the way that you get to impact their life. And that's really what creates what I believe network marketing is all about, is creating that network of people who want what you have, whether that be the awesome products that you can offer or even the solution for the opportunity to, free them up in their lives as well.
I love that you share that. And one of the reasons why I love you share the way that you share that so much is because you weren't about network marketing in the beginning. I think that's how a lot of us start out. I was not about network marketing in the beginning. I used these products for 9 or 10 years before I decided to say, let's go for this. Let's create something amazing. I was stingy.
Yeah, it's easy. It's easy to fall into that category.
Yes, it is so easy. And like we were talking before, if not sharing this takes away that choice from someone to be able to make the decision if this might be something for them, you know, and when we look back and think of how far we've come and what this opportunity has done for us and where we're at today, like it's given you the ability to stay home with your children and create a residual income. Like that's unbelievable. So I think that that's awesome that you share that as something that's key to your success, because it's amazing to share with someone and be able to give them what you're experiencing. Mm-hmm. So what obstacles did you have to overcome along the way? You talked a little bit about your mindset in that first piece, but what other obstacles did you kind of, and it could be part of your mindset, did you have to overcome to get to where you are today? Because you didn't just start this and create this income that, you know, changed your life. You had to go through some things, you know?
Oh, yes, I did. I think the first thing, and I think anyone who's watching, if I don't know what it means in your world as a viewer, what network marketing means to you, but a lot of it, especially with an older generation, I think comes with a lot of taboo where, you know, it's in my world, because I had heard of network marketing in many different ways, like, oh, that means you got to fill your garage with a lot of product and sell it to your neighbors. Like, I didn't really know the full concept of what it is, especially the very innovative online companies we have today, very different than maybe what happened 30 and 40 years ago. So the first thing was just even social, what's going to come at me socially when I tell them I'm partnered with this company, or when they're using these products that I told them are awesome, and then I let them know it's part of a network marketing company. Like then it comes with this stigma of some sort. So that was a big mindset shift for sure, was getting over the social anxiety of letting people know what it is I'm really doing. And then life. And I think a lot of people use life as a reason not to do it, but really it should be your reason to do it. Like, don't let life and your children and how busy you are be the excuse. Let it be the reason so that you can be less busy, be more with your kids, etc. So having, especially now, 2 children, and even when I just had my daughter, you know, 9 to 5 jobs that a lot of people have to go to work 9 to 5 or even 7 to 7 or whatever their careers are. That's not always where this is going to be done. So if you are interested in building your future and setting yourself free through network marketing as your vehicle, I always say it's going to happen outside of the 9 to 5. So my full-time job is a mom, and I am proud to say so. So I really had to learn to get around the obstacles of just always being there for my daughter and allowing myself to take the time for me, which was ultimately for her. And she's growing up in this, and she's, you know, learning this. Mommy's at work, even though she's sitting right next to me on her phone, or that she's on a call and pacing back and forth in the house. And so it's really been amazing to use, you know, the structure in my life and allow that to work for me, because we do get to choose the time we work. We get to choose when to schedule our calls and when we get to, you know, be with our teams and everything. So I think that was the biggest obstacle, was life, you know, children, duties. And if that maybe reflects into a career for others, that would be your obstacle, but you can get around it by working in small pockets here and there.
I absolutely love that you share that, because one of the other things that I think people don't realize is some people love their 9 to 5 jobs, and some people want to build that as a career. And this is something that you can build in the pockets of your time to create a legacy for your family, to create something where if something did happen and you weren't ever able to work, that you could be there. And I love that you talk about how your first job and foremost is to be a mom, and that you do that on a full-time basis. And I think that we all struggle with life getting in the way, and it's a matter of prioritizing what you want and where you want to be, and seeing that bigger picture and vision to move towards it and push through. So I love that. Thank you so much for sharing that. Mm-hmm. So after going through those obstacles and being where you're at today, would you do it all over again?
I would do it all over again, and I would do it sooner. Like, I feel like that's one of the biggest things, not only for myself, but that I hear with people I work with is, I wish I'd have started sooner. Their only regret is they wish they'd have started sooner. So that kind of, yes, I do it all over again. I would like to maybe even put another 10 years behind me and say, I've been doing this for 13 years, So imagine where I'd be in 10 years forward. So that's exciting.
That is so exciting. And I agree. Like, I would do it sooner too. I mean, I waited way too long to do it, but I also struggled with a lot of the things that you did about the old mindset around network marketing and what are people going to think of me, and how is this going to go? And that was a big struggle for me. And so I think that that's great that you shared a lot of those things, because I think a lot of people struggle with that. So having, being where you're at now, saying you would do it all over again, but you'd do it sooner, is there anything along the journey that you would do differently?
I think, it's something I'm doing currently. And I think that's something that I would have maybe chosen to do earlier, is really try to impact the younger generation. I feel at first, because of that social stigma, I wasn't necessarily talking to my peers and younger as much as I was thinking of people who maybe were going into retirement, or, hey, need a second stream of income because of any difficulty. I feel like we really need to think of what the younger generation's facing with college debt, with, having a college degree does not get you into any career. I mean, you can specifically say, I'm going to go 4 years or 6 years or even 8 years because I want this. But then when you get into the workforce, it doesn't mean you get this. All you do get is a lot of golden handcuffs for those piled up college debt. So I think the younger generation is who I would have, been more open to speaking with in the beginning if I were to redo it. And then it's something that I am currently now doing, is really letting the younger generation know that this is the new economy. This is the you economy, and you don't have to wait around to score a great job. If you have passion in a career, like you were saying, if you passionately want to join a workforce, you can, and you can continue doing that. But instead of having to, be in the mailroom or, serve tables or bartend along the way while you're waiting for that golden opportunity, you could be creating this legacy company. You could be, padding your world with enough financial freedom that then you do have the choice when you do get offered that career position, are they really what you want to be doing? So I think that's something I would do different.
Oh, yeah, no, I love that. And I love how you talk about just because you go to college doesn't mean that you're guaranteed a job at the end, because, there have been so many times where so many people have gone to college and had these big visions for things and it didn't end up working out. I mean, a lot of times life doesn't work out the way that we plan for it to work out. So I love that. And yes, right now, my background's mechanical engineering, and I have student loans that we're working on paying off. And so there's so much there with what you said. I love that. So we talked a little bit about the freedom that you've created in your life. How have you created, what kind of freedom have you created? What can you now do? We talked about you get to stay home with your kids now. What are some other things you get to do as a family that you've been able to create by building this company?
Mm-hmm. Great question. To me, I feel so utterly blessed. We are a full-time family. My husband is home. Having 2 kids now, I am even more grateful for the opportunity, because had he been off on a 9-to-5 or a salary job where he doesn't come home till evening, I don't know how moms do that. Like, bless all of your hearts whose husbands, are still working outside of the house, because I find it to be so incredibly helpful having him here. Like, for instance, right now on this call, my baby's not sleeping, which I'd hoped he would have been. So daddy's taking a little time away from his day to be with the baby. And so not only to be able to balance each other's work schedule. We're able to decide on our schedules, and that could go for vacationing. Really from November to January, we're kind of not even around in the United States. Well, we are in the United States for part of it, but we do spend like a lot of time back with my family in Michigan, another month out in Denmark, and we still both get to work because of the amazing technology we have, because of our smartphones, because of our computers. It just opens up the entire world, and we don't have to be here in Asheville. And instead, our children get to learn and be with their families who aren't here with us in Asheville too. And I think above all, that freedom is what has blessed us the most, is freedom to be with our families when we choose and how long we choose. Not everyone gets to go away for a month abroad. And that's really been a blessing for us. And I also feel I've created time freedom even within the busy mom schedule and because of structure. And I feel like that's been a really difficult thing for me to understand and learn, is that the more you are scheduled, the more you are organized, which was a battle for me. I feel like I'm disorganized here. The more freedom you create. So anyone who's listening, even if you're not in network marketing and you're still looking for more time freedom, the answer is going to be structure your day. I mean, down to the minutes, like when you wake up, how much time do you have for yourself before you pour your cup of coffee? How much time do you have for yourself before your kids wake up or before you have to get out the door? And if that's not enough time for you to really reset your mind and get yourself and give yourself that moment, I call it self-love. Like if you don't have that, then create it. You can create it by going to bed 20 minutes earlier, waking up 20 minutes earlier. So even if you're not in network marketing and you're looking for more time freedom, I would say learn how to organize your life and your schedule. And it's going to free up so much time. I think we're all so busy. We just think, I can't, I'm so busy. But really, if we structure it, we have so much time in the world.
I love that. And I love that you share that, especially because, I mean, most of the world is going to a 9-to-5 job. And so to be able to, and we're all mom, well, a lot of people are parents, you know, so to create that time for yourself outside of whatever it is you're doing. And I think it's beautiful that you guys get to spend so much time with your family and you have that choice, choice. That's what this does for us, is it allows us to create more choices. And I love that. You don't ever have to be stuck in where you're at. You are not a tree. You can move and you can decide things. And I love that. So we talked a lot about your journey being where you're at now. If you could go back in time and give yourself one piece of advice that you wish you had had at the beginning when you first started, what would you tell your younger self?
Never to lose sight of who you truly are. Like that, there's a segment, I feel like every person must go through it. And those of you who've kept hold of that inner child, then God bless your heart, you know. But I feel like there's this part of life you go through where your visions, your dreams, your everything, you have no fear, you are ready for the world. You were ready to like take on the world. And then through whatever environmental reasons, you kind of get knocked down and you start getting knocked down more often, or rejection or whatever that is. And it could be from relationships. It could be from school. It could be from a job or whatever kind of got attacked you and your vision and your dreams. So I feel like I had to, in the midst of this growth, I think that network marketing is a journey of personal growth. There's just an awesome compensation plan attached to it. So during this growth phase, I had to reconnect with the me that I feel I lost. And I think, you know, in my particular company, the products can help people get that ignition and that like, ooh, I've never felt so alive. So that's one element of like regaining that, I guess, pep in your step or waking up with ambition every morning. But I find that it was something that was a little deeper for me, a lot of personal growth. So if I were talking to my younger self, I'd say, hold on to that. Don't let anyone steal that from you. And be sure to take care of you first before anyone else. I think as women, we are just givers and givers and givers, and we put ourselves last on the payroll. So
Absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more. And I think that that's something that we forget a lot. You know, we completely and totally forget to put ourselves first, and then we also forget what it's like to do things with no fear, without worrying about what others might think, and just truly tapping into who we really are and living the best life possible, and just making the decision to do that alone without having any other type of vehicle or anything is so freeing.
Yes.
Yeah, so I love that. I love that you shared that. I have one more question for you, and I am just so grateful because you have shared so many amazing nuggets so far that I know people are going to get so much value out of. What's one thing that you could share with someone now who maybe they're struggling, like maybe they're not in a good place, maybe they're unhappy in their job or unhappy with where they're at? What's one thing that you could share with that person? You know, think about the time when you were home and you were going to have to go back to work. What's one thing that you could share with that person that could truly, you know, help them a little bit? Not, you know, like pull them out of where they're at, but just inspire them a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I think it's so necessary for people to get inspired these days. I would say you only get one life, and you have to stop and freeze and say, am I living it? Am I living the life I desire, the life I could or want to design? And if the answer is no, it doesn't mean quit your job, be left at bottom, and you know, start network marketing. That's not the answer for everyone. But what it is assess where you are and be really honest. Like, I even like to look at myself in the mirror and like look into my own eyes. And it's a hard thing to do. If none of you have tried it, get in the mirror tonight when it's quiet and no one's bothering you, and really spend time with yourself and look yourself in the eye and ask yourself, am I who I want to be? Am I where I want to be, both physically, financially? Am I following my dream? If it's a dream, a financial dream, or a creative dream, a spiritual dream, whatever it is, take the time to get realigned with you and who you are in all areas. I find that when you're in tune with yourself, and that would be in all areas of health, I find that to be spiritual, financial, and physical health, you're not even going to have to worry about the rest. It's all going to come into place. But you need to know what you want, who you want to become, and every day take daily actions towards that person, that dream, that goal. And if it's something physical, I know a lot of people battle with physical health. If it's every food you're going to put in your body, look at it and say, is this going towards my goal or away from my goal? And make the decision. If it's your spiritual health, if it's joining, you know, a group, a support group, a church, or whatever you have, even online groups, then take the time to get there. If it's financial, and this is something I wish I'd have learned when I was younger, when you make money, set some of it aside. When you make money, be sure to allocate it to everything in your life. And all of a sudden you find out you have a ton of money. So, you know, even if it doesn't mean stopping what you're doing and go start network marketing career, it does mean there's a way for everything. If you assess what it is you want and you take the time to take those steps, and incrementally, you will get to your goal no matter what those goals are.
That is amazing advice. And I, even just for myself to hear that. So, you know, KJ, thank you so much. This was all wonderful. I've watched you on social media for a long time. I've been on a couple of your team calls, and you just inspire me so much personally. And I know that you inspire so many other people. So this was one of my favorite interviews that I've done so far. Thank you for taking the time to do it.
Oh, you're fantastic, Jacqueline, and I couldn't be more honored. Thank you so much for having me. And I love this series you're doing. Do not stop doing this. You are inspiring tons of people. So I'm blessed. I'm blessed to be here and blessed to have you in my life, honey.
Thanks so much, KJ. You guys, if you're watching live and you have some questions, I know we didn't get any questions while we were going, but please feel free to reach out to me or to KJ. Her name is Kelly Jo Johnson on Facebook. You go by KJ, right?
Yeah.
So, Chelsea, hold on one second, and we'll get your binky. But I do this every Friday, and I do transformation stories on Tuesday. I interview people who use our products. and are partnered with our company who have had amazing transformations, so you can see real people with actual real results. So join me on Tuesdays and Fridays, and I make a post ahead of time for you guys to check it out. So thank you so much for being here. Chelsea, can you say goodbye?
Bye.
Thanks, KJ, so much.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. See you
You.
next week.
I'm gonna do my job.
Say goodbye.
I'm gonna do my
You're going to do your job? Okay. Bye, everyone.
Bye.